Welcome to Cold Black Coffee, the podcast that took us so long to think of the name. Our coffee went cold. I'm your host, Sabah MD, also known as the Young Imam on all social media platforms, and I would love for you to follow me on there too. I am delighted. I'm over the moon, actually, to have a presence as big as the moon.
Oh, stop it. Stop it.
A presence as big as the moon, sat here with us talking about just life, man. Usman, how are you, man?
I'm very well. How are you? It's good to get some warm coffee.
Bro, I haven't seen you for a long time. You lost a lot of weight, you know.
You don't shout me no more.
No, I do shout it.
Well,
That's got to be busy, innit?
We come up with the name and that's it. You can bounce now. I've got the name to the show. You can bounce now. Oh, it's good to see you as well.
No, listen. It's just been a bit techy the past few weeks.
No,
We're back. Oh, bro, listen, you're looking good, man. Like, I don't
You're
know,
looking good,
how
man.
much you
Your
lost?
traps just come out like.
Just obviously,
I never
just
even knew
inflate
you
them
had
and
traps
that. You just press them out in place. No, but how did you lose so much weight?
I've not lost much, to be honest.
No, bro, that's what you could tell you.
I've lost about 6 kg. No,
How long?
I've lost about 8 kg since the tournament, since the cricket tournament.
Yeah.
When was that? About a month ago.
Yeah.
So about in a
Diet
month
on
it was.
point.
Diet, gym.
Oh, really? You in gym?
Yeah,
Oh, sick.
gym actually. I go with a group,
Or do you? It helps.
and it's like so we're actually at the moment going through a competition.
I swear.
So there's a group of us, and we've weighed ourselves, and we have a weigh-in date. So our next weigh-in date is this Friday. We all have set ourselves goals, and whoever loses, then takes everyone else out for a meal.
Whoever loses the least amount of weight.
No, so whoever doesn't match their goal, so they don't
Oh,
hit their goal.
really?
Yeah. So obviously they'll do the calculations according to your height, body weight, wherever.
So what is your target weight?
My target weight was 125 kg.
Really?
So I started off at 134.
Wow.
And I weighed myself a few days ago. I was 126. So I'm
Okay,
on
fair.
point.
You're on there. That's fine, you know.
Just revealed my weight. Can you edit that, please?
Take your weight out.
Can you-
No, but bro, you look good for it. It suits you. Like I said, your presence is big as the moon. Anyways, that's not the point. The point of the matter. We're here to talk about. I put a
How
video
have you
out.
been? Sorry.
No,
you know,
I'm not right. I've just been.
I was consciously thinking this time I would actually ask you questions because that was your
Yeah,
biggest complaint.
obviously the last time. The reason why you weren't back on the show because you never asked you any questions.
It just felt like I kept talking.
No, I've been alright. I've just been. I have been working. I'm doing my coffee with the Imam show.
I saw that. It's good.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, I've got to start it. I was scared to start it, but anyway, started it. Don't mock it. I can see on your face you're about to mock it. It's fine. It's
No.
cool. I can see why you smirk.
It's really good.
That's the reason why you're not on the show. Anyway,
It's a really good show.
it's been good. I've got another episode coming out. I thought let's do coffee, cold black coffee video now. Up the game. I mean, like the presence you bring to the.
So tell me, man, I wouldn't award the Schwarzkopf.
No, bro, it really suits you. It suits your skin color. Your skin.
How
Your
come
skin
you don't
color.
wear Schwarzkopf? I've never seen you wear Schwarzkopf.
Yeah, I don't know. You know, I'm just not like. But I've never seen you wear like
You
normal
embarrassed?
trousers.
You embarrassed?
No, I rock it. But I prefer to wear this. I've never seen you in like normal clothes.
Do you
Not
think
normal clothes. I mean, like like trackies and that, or like chinos and that. Might be another reason why I don't wear it, but that's obviously between you and God.
No, the thing is, because my weight goes up and down so much.
Yeah.
It's just like with those clothes, the fitting can be a problem.
Really?
So then I'd rather just like with this clothes, I've got all sizes.
I mean,
depending on
even
where
with
I
these,
am,
like, you just get a bed sheet and chuck it on.
yeah, just put let's put a bed sheet. Here's a question I got to you actually.
Hey, go on.
Do you feel people that are born and raised in the West, Muslims,
Yeah.
are ashamed of our culture?
What do you mean? It's a big word, you know, bro.
like Pakistani culture, Asian culture.
I think it
Pakistani,
depends
Indian.
I think it depends on what aspects of culture you're talking about.
Like clothing, like just as a
Oh,
simple
no.
example, like wearing these clothes.
They might do. You know, bro, we had our own clothes day at school one day, yeah? High school. Okay, my Eid clothes. Oh, I rocked it.
So
I just don't own a lot of Shawakamis. Yeah, I feel like I'm not against it. Like I rock it on Eid, I've got a jubba on that. But day to day, I just wouldn't.
You know the funniest story I've got about about Shawakamis. So so I love Shawakamis just because they're so comfortable.
Yeah, I think I've seen you once
Yeah.
in black trousers.
Yeah, because these are so comfortable and oh yeah, I love them. I'm so used to wearing them. My auntie, God bless her, she's passed away. She used to she was our link in Pakistan, so she would always
What's
be
this?
she was always, I don't know, she's our link in Pakistan. I was trying to tell you that it's in Pakistan.
Oh,
She was our link in Pakistan.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
Halfway
in
there.
Pakistan. She was the plug. She was the plug. But no, what I was saying is that she would buy all the clothes and parcel it here. And I remember, like, I'm not fussed. No, I'm like, what colour do you like? Or whatever. Just at one time, she got me this colour. I'll see if I've got. I think I still got. I wear it to make sure. It's like turquoise type colour, yeah.
What colour?
Turquoise.
Close.
What is it?
You nearly flopped the saying of that word.
What is it?
No, you said it right. Carry on.
Turquoise.
I bet you wear it next episode.
I'll see you. Yeah, I'll see.
Okay.
And then I wore it. I at first like was a bit reserved. I was like, "What is this color legit?" Like, he's like, "Yeah, no." I said, "But it's just for men." He's like, "Yeah." Anyway, so I wore it with confidence.
What's it called?
Guy comes to me and goes, "What's up? That's a sick color. My wife's got the same color."
No, you're lying. No.
It's the first time. It's the first time. Normally, I'm very quick at like having a comeback. If you say that to me, I'm saying something back twice as hard. Yeah, if you cuss me, it's coming straight back. This is the first time I was like, okay. Good to know. MashaAllah, brother.
What did you even come back with?
Nothing. What could I say?
I
came home and I said to my mum, I was like, Papa,
don't you dare!
Don't you dare get me another colour like this again. What is this? From now on, I want to say in all the colours.
Right, he's sweating. I don't know. I did not expect.
Neither
So
did I,
after
when
that,
he said that,
where is it? Have you still got it?
Yeah, I still got it. I still wear it.
You see the
The thing is, for me, the reason I still have it is like because when she passed away, I was like, she did send this for me.
Yeah, it's true.
Like, it does look nice. So now I just don't wear it by itself.
Yeah.
I gotta have something on top, so I wear like a black.
You know, we're going to talk about something else. Let's talk about the Dele Alli interview.
Oh, that was.
How did you react to the interview?
Thing is, yeah, all right. I had my opinions of him as a player generally.
Fine.
Yeah. That didn't. I never let that overcome my opinions of him as an individual.
Fine.
I never do that. Like just because if I don't rate you as a player, it doesn't mean I don't rate you as an individual.
Yeah.
But it was like I never really rated him as a player. He was okay. I think he was overhyped because he was English. And then obviously he got injured and what's happened, whatever. So he was off the radar, and he was always in the news for the wrong reasons. Fine. So when I saw this interview with him and Gary Neville, I played it whilst driving, thinking I'll just listen to it. And when he started speaking, it just like when it melts your heart a bit, like you feel so sorry for this guy. When he started telling us the issues that he had, and look, nowadays I feel like with mental health issues, mental health has always been a problem. It's been highlighted now. People have always felt down, felt depressed, have difficult times at work, finance issues, family issues, but they've dealt with it. So, but when you hear that okay, like his issues with his mom growing up, him having no guardian really, being abused, and then on top of that, like I'm in my mind thinking, wow, he's gone through all of that, and yet he's been put on a platform where he's expected to perform, and if not, he'll get slayed.
Yeah. And
people like me will be like, yeah, he's rubbish. But obviously, this again, I come back to the media. It's like it's such a platform and a tool that can, if you're not mentally really strong and you let other people's opinions get to you, it can break you.
Yeah.
That can break you. I can only imagine like he's gone through these things the world never knew. None of us knew that he's gone through these things yet, except for maybe like his adopted family might knew, whatever. And now he's come off the pitch, not had a good game. He's getting slaughtered online. Now he's got to somehow deal with it, and poor guy, he's like dealing with it was just laughter. Like even during the interview, he started laughing a few times.
He goes,
I just start laughing. So I felt so bad, not because I still don't rate him as a player. That's not going to change. But as a human being, because like look, we're all God's creation.
Yeah.
And we have to like fulfill each other's rights. So from that the humanity and like the kind of just from the brother kind of point of view, you feel like we need to look after one another. Our people. So that was it was an extremely brave. Yeah. Honestly, the guy's extremely brave to come out and do it. and it's still fresh, you know. Like when I heard he just come out a couple of months ago, that's like, yeah.
Yeah, have you spent 6 weeks in
He
rehab?
said 6 weeks, but it was just like a month or so ago.
Yeah, he came
out of
rehab.
that rehab. So, yeah, I just hope he stays on the right path. I hope he gets the right support. And that interview, like he said himself, is like not just. It's not there to get sympathy.
Yeah, he said that.
He said that because I don't want sympathy.
Yeah, he said actually, I don't want sympathy. I want people. I want it to help people.
This is the thing, and I feel like with the media, it's like one of the reasons. Or this is one of my takes from listening to it, because he said that because of the tabloids had started reaching out and saying, we know where you are now, we're going to release it. He almost felt like he had to do this interview, but it was on his own terms, so that was good.
Okay, fine.
So like again, media is another topic I think we discussed properly another day, but it's like his hand was forced kind of to do this interview, and there's no element of like covering each other's shortcomings, because the media's actually threatened him that we know where you are, I'm about to release all this stuff.
Yeah.
So he took it into his own hands and released it, and now what he did was the right decision.
Yeah.
Because we all now sympathize with him and we understand. But do you see how that like the kind of media just forced his hand?
You know, I watched the interview and I was like, I thought I watched a few minutes and I watched the whole 40 minutes or 40 something minutes it was. I was hooked. Like, it just grabbed me from the start. And not following football much, but then after listening to his interview, and listening to him saying that, obviously he said himself that he was labelled as a party boy and used to go out after football and this and that, and that's how he used to go out in the evening, and then obviously he was labelled in the tabloids as being like a party guy. But I tell you what shocked me, and I didn't know this, but when he said that footballers are given the sleeping tablets.
Yeah.
I didn't know footballers are given sleeping tablets.
So I had read up about this generally. I knew like any competitive, if you're involved in any competitive sports, but more so than football, like fighting, I read up on that there's so much adrenaline, like they find it difficult to, like if you know tomorrow you got the fight of your life, sometimes it's difficult to rest, man, and you need like a good 8 hours sleep if you're in that regime. So medically you get given it. But with footballers, again, it's that human nature. Like it's natural to get nervous.
Yeah, I think the fact that unfortunately he then got hold of too many of them. And he used them to suppress how he felt was a massive. And now we understand why he was suppressing how he felt, because of the trauma he went through from the age of 4. Like, it was just an incredible interview, and I took away from that the importance of talking about how you feel, because Gary Neville was saying that no one knew off the pitch, on the pitch, what was happening, and he said he confided in a few of his people, but he was really struggling to deal with everything that he'd been through, and you just realise that you don't actually know what someone's going through.
No, you don't, honestly. This is the thing, and I think with anyone that I've ever spoken to who's ever gone through something, majority of them, the same thing gets them better, and it's when you realise and it hits you, like you said, it's something that I had to make that decision.
Yes.
So it's when you realise, like I can put it in your face as much as I can to look at this, but until you don't realise, it won't affect you.
He said his adopted family were crying, saying, "Tell us what's wrong with you. Tell us."
But I say, like a lot of people, it's like what helps them get over any sort of depression, feeling low, feeling down, is when you realise, when you look at the cup half full rather than half empty.
Yeah.
And you realise that there are people who are far worse off than you.
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying with the whole, like, we're posting things, but there are people who don't have that luxury.
Yeah.
So it's like, and I remember this thing always comes to my mind, the saying of the Prophet that he said that whenever it comes to like spiritual goals, look at someone who's better than you. Try to achieve. And when it comes to like worldly things, and you start reflecting on what you have, always look at someone who doesn't have as much as you do, because you'll be thankful for what you have. So if you live your life just with this basic thing, you will never let things get to you where it's like, I can't do anything about it now. I feel really low. Like you get to a state where you feel useless.
Yeah.
Because then you'll always be humble, grateful, and you have that hunger to actually, I want to do more.
Do you know, people say the best way to stay positive is to wake up in the morning and write down 3 things that you're grateful for, because it reminds you that you are actually blessed as an individual.
Yeah.
Because it's very easy to get negative. It's very easy to feel low and depressed and like, I've not got enough. And you're right, like, looking at those people who are below you rather than those who have more than you. If you do chase those people who have more than you, it's just a never-ending cycle. It's like a hamster in a wheel. Just chase the next thing. You never stop.
Yeah.
And you're right. I think a lot of it is self-reflection and thinking about what do I have, and I am in a good place, and there are people who are less fortunate than I am.
Yeah, absolutely.
But then my other question to you was going to be, you said, you would never post like, if you on social media, this is my coffee for the day. Does that mean? I'm just trying to understand, like, the world in which we live in. To what extent do you think we shouldn't post those good things in life? Because then there are always someone who's less fortunate than you are.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, okay, like, what's the intention behind posting that?
Fine.
Just to show the world, like, that this is what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But I'd rather create memories for myself and live in the moment. I remember listening to Kevin Hart, just randomly listening to one of his podcasts. I think he did it with Joe Rogan. It's an old podcast, but they were talking about how living in the moment is no longer there because of mobile phones. And he goes, before, like, fans like just want to shake your hand, and they want a signature, and they do that because, like, wow, I've
met this person.
I've had this moment. I'm never gonna forget this moment. Now it's just like, I say that funny thing, or whatever you're gonna do, I'm gonna record it because I want to put it out and say, look, I want to show the world I've had this moment. It's like, well, you're ruining your moment just so the world can see that you're in a particular
Such
place.
a good point.
And it's like, well, I'd rather just live in the moment. And yeah, it's not to say I don't take pictures. I do take pictures. Yeah. I have loads of videos. If for one day I want to just reminisce, I'll go through my phone and I've got loads of good videos, family, friends, occasions. But those are my memories and my moments that I had. You're right, there's no harm in sharing it with the world. But the thing is, the reality is, it's when it becomes a chore, when it becomes a trial for someone else. It's like saying, for example, if you knew you're doing something in your normal routine, for whatever it is, not just, I'm saying you're doing anything.
Working out.
Yeah, the moment you find out that actually the way you're doing it is affecting one or two people negatively, you would change your approach a bit.
Fine.
Yeah, you wouldn't it? So it's the same with this. Like, with this, we're putting out to the world, but we've got no idea, like, it's what effect is happening on people.
But I think what it actually comes down to is your intention.
It does, of course it does. Of course it does. I'm just giving an example.
Yeah.
So,
obviously, as a content creator,
because we started this thing as this conversation started off like culture of leg pulling and people being jealous and bitter, but sometimes it's like it's just the wrong reaction because they've not been. So they're not everyone's brought up in the same way. That no, you don't be jealous.
Yeah.
Try and achieve that yourself. Some people, their natural reaction.
Yeah, the natural reaction is to look at something and be like, I want this, and they get bitter.
I think whatever you do, whether it's social media, whatever you do in your life, as long as you're modest, your approach is a modest one.
Yeah.
And it's balanced. You're not too extreme in it.
Yeah.
And you're not bilkul, like, what do you call it, lenient in what you're doing.
Lenient.
If you have the middle way in whatever you're doing, whether it's you have a social media account, whether you're working, gym, diet, you will find success. And then your intentions will, your outcome of what you're doing won't have that much of a negative effect. Yeah, you're right. You always have haters.
Yeah, I think it's really hard to find
live
out.
your life according to like the hate that you get.
Yeah.
But it's like I'm always, especially when it comes to like material things, should always be. It's always at the back of my mind as well. That okay, if I've got a car, that's not everyone's luxury.
Yeah, I agree.
And or if I've got this, it's not everyone has that. So, be thankful, and if I can help as many people as I can, I should.
Before I ask you for a takeaway point, talking about cars, how's a Prius?
Prius is very good, man. 60 miles per gallon, mate.
Bro,
mate,
it's better than mine, bro. Obviously, I've got to drive it like on the A roads and that, and B roads.
I thought it would have done more then, wouldn't it?
No, but you no point your foot down more. But in a city, you can drive less than 30 in it.
Yeah.
So literally, you just tap into the battery.
My dad gave me that tip as well. He goes, listen, like, accelerate slowly. And I didn't understand what he meant, because when I first got it, he goes, make sure you accelerate slowly. Don't have a heavy foot. You'll save fuel.
Heavy foot.
And I was like, accelerate slowly. And then I started driving, and I totally.
You realise.
And I don't even care what the cars behind me think.
Bro, it doesn't matter.
Like,
you are saving. Compared to the other car, how much did the car drink?
I had a Peugeot 3008. It was 1.6 diesel.
But that was a tank.
But the thing is, okay, here's the negative of a Prius. My back is now killing me. It's been like,
Why?
I don't know, man. It's just the low posture.
No, maybe put the seat upright.
No, but then my head's touching the seat.
Really? I thought you can get like a pillow or something.
I need to get a pillow.
I know.
But my back is, since that's happened, my back is just...
That's not good, you know.
It's not good at all, man.
But
But then I found out, like, loads of people in the mosque were like, don't worry, all the taxi drivers in this car have the same
That's
issue.
what it is.
They all have the same issue. I was like, oh, okay, it's good to know. It's not just me, though.
My Prius, I love it.
I love the Prius.
206,000 miles.
Wow.
Bro, someone came to the office yesterday, the day before. Their Prius has done 300,000 miles.
Let me tell you, it's like even bigger than that. I went to the garage to do when I had the Peugeot, to do service. So I didn't even ask the question. That car used to do about 40 miles per gallon.
Sorry, yeah.
But that, anyway, I wanted to get that car serviced. And I just asked the guy, I was like, how long do you think, what's the life of these cars realistically? He pointed out his car, he goes, you see that blue Peugeot there? I was like, yeah. Guess how much miles it's done? I was like, it's 10 years old. I said maybe a couple of 100,000, 200,000. No. So I don't know, he goes, it's on 500,000 miles. I was like, you're
No,
lying.
man.
So then he went and showed me, he did 500. He goes, well, I've taken this car to Pakistan.
No way! What car was it?
Peugeot.
What Peugeot?
It was,
500,000? No, man.
It
Bro,
is.
seriously?
And he goes, all I've done, he goes, the reason it's last is because I've on a regular changed the oil and done service. I've not been
Yeah,
lazy.
my dad just served my car for me.
Yeah, so the thing is, I've been very lazy when it comes to like oiling and servicing. I just realized my MOT was out since January, like 2 days ago, a few days ago. So it's like,
One of my friends just got stopped because MOT was like,
yeah, I know.
don't name him. And he got slapped with a dirty fine, you know.
And I said to him, I said, yeah, it's just unfortunate because I hadn't had it from January. This is the thing, like we don't really look after car because a car for us is just the means of transport.
Yeah, it's true, you know.
Like for our parent, like my dad or other people who rely on their car, they look after their car.
Yeah, it's true, you know.
So they are on top of things like MOT, this, that. We're like only when we get stopped or something makes
there's a noise.
Yeah. What is that? I think I need to do service.
By the clutch is gone.
Yeah. But yeah, it's Prius is really nice. It's really nice.
Smart as always. On this episode, on this podcast, we end with a takeaway point. What's your takeaway point going to be?
Takeaway point is, you're right. I think that people will have different views about what we said today, but I think if you, at the heart of all of your decisions, remember that actions are judged by their intentions.
Yeah.
And your intentions are right, then whatever you do is okay.
That's the first hadith in Bukhari.
Yeah.
Deeds are judged by your motives.
But you can't do something bad with a good intention.
You can't do something bad with a good intention. Okay, fine.
Meaning,
now I get it.
Meaning, like, I can't rob a bank.
I'm gonna feed somebody goes
I
poor.
want to feed the poor because
Yeah.
there's so much like poverty. Let me rob this bank. There you go.
Just go round it up.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I mean. You can't do something bad with a good intention.
Yeah. I think my takeaway point is going to be based on the Dele Alli interview, and it's going to be you can't judge a book by its cover.
Yeah.
And my dad always says to me to give people a wide berth, and I always said to Abu, like, what do you mean, like, give people a wide berth? And he was like, listen, give people a wide berth.
Okay.
Basically means just let it be. Like, you don't know what someone's going through.
Mm.
Like, if someone's coming to you with a lot of aggro, and you said this to me before on a podcast, if someone's coming to you with a lot of aggro, there might be a reason behind it. Just let it pan out and address it at a later stage. But I think it's just sometimes put yourself in other people's shoes.
100%.
Thank you for listening. The conversation is king, and I hope to see you here for another episode of Cold Black Coffee.